Hey everyone, it's me Pani. Thank you again for tuning in, and today specifically I wanted to talk to those who are interested in teaching English as a second language here in Korea. I want to give you 10 tips to help you be a better teacher here. And these tips can go to those who are planning to move to Korea or even teachers who already live here and may not know these things. I just wanted to give these because I feel that they're important to my everyday work life and maybe they can help someone else out there. And even if you're not interested in teaching English as a second language here in Korea, these tips might be able to help you teach English in any other country that you're interested in working in. And I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to try to keep each tip in less than a minute. Okay, here is tip number 1. Before you come to Korea, and even if you're already here in Korea, it is a great idea to try to contact the teacher who previously worked in your position to find out just about the work environment, to find out about your students, to find out about any other important details that that person discovered along their time working there that if you knew right away, they could really help you out in your working life. And they can also give you tips for helping you out with teaching, supplies, things like that. So message the previous teacher and see what they can do, how they can help you. Tip number 2. Finding materials or ingredients in Korea for special projects or different things that you want to do with your students might be a little difficult depending on what you're looking for. So your best friend will be Gmarket. I've had trouble with trying to find different things like popsicle sticks, Rice Krispie treats, cheese. Cheese is difficult to find, Lego molds, even white eggs for Easter, because most of the eggs are brown here. If you want to paint your eggs, no, they're brown eggs. Construction paper, and many different types of things, even food dye, things like that, that you want to use to do special projects with your kids. Sometimes things are just really difficult to find here. Tip number 3. So since we're on the topic of the internet, Wagyuorg is a wonderful site that you can use to share ideas, to get lesson plans from other people, to share your lesson plans, ask questions, view other comments, view discussions of typical daily life of an English teacher in South Korea. This has been a great site for me, even when I just could not think at all of creating a lesson, planning a lesson. Sometimes I just log onto this website and just go through what different people have done and maybe take that lesson plan or take ideas from different lesson plans to help me create the perfect lesson for my student. Tip number 4, log on to Facebook and look for your city's Facebook page. I have been able to connect with the people here. Most of them are teachers, and we've been able to do the same thing that we've done on Wagyuorg, but on a smaller, more personal basis. So for example, if there are different events going on in your city that your students might have to attend, or if you want to talk about pension or different taxes, or if you want to talk about just anything specific to your city, if you want to find the nearest education office, whatever you need, it's best to find the Facebook page for your city, ask questions, share ideas, and it'll just make your time in Korea more comfortable. Number 5. Okay, so I promise this is the last one for the internet, but my all-time favorite website that I use every single day when I teach English at my school is Very Fun English. Such a great website for teaching English. They have flashcards, they have worksheets, they have games, they have so many things, and now they've improved their site so it's a little more interactive and they have a little bit more options and games and things like that, and my kids love it, I tell you. This one though is not a free site like the other ones are. This one I do have to pay yearly on it, but it's about $20 or so for the year, and I don't mind paying it because I use it every single day. Number 6, if you plan on being in Korea longer than 2 years, you will have to pay taxes after that 2 years. If your school gives you pay sheets, save them. If they don't give you pay sheets, ask for them. It's really no big deal, and it'll help you keep a better record of what you've spent and what comes out of your paycheck per month, things like that. But after 2 years, you will have to pay taxes in Korea, and man, it can be a lot if you're not prepared. If you fill out a form to become tax exempt for the first 2 years, you don't have to pay taxes in Korea for the first 2 years. But after that, you're not exempt. You have to pay taxes. Prepare yourself for that. and make sure you are ready. What I'm doing now is I have a certain amount of money taken out of my paycheck per month and put into a separate bank account, and that money will be saved for 1 year, and 1 year later it will go back into my regular checking account. So when it's time to pay my taxes, boom, I already have the money. I don't even miss the money that leaves my account. So pay attention to the money that you make. 2 years later, you're gonna have to pay taxes. Number 7, you need to ask. You need to ask questions. You need to ask for things. How does the saying go? You have not because you've asked not. So here in Korea, I encourage you, if you need something or if you have questions about anything, ask your co-teacher. Don't be afraid to ask for anything, any questions that you could have. For example, when I first came to my school, I was buying all the candy for my students. So whenever they played games or did things like that, I was buying everything to give to them, prizes, food, things like that. And maybe in my second year here, I was telling my co-teacher, oh yeah, I have to go to the store to buy such and such for my class. And she said, oh, are you gonna get the school credit card? And I was just like, boom, it hit me like, wow, I could have been using the school credit card all this time to buy the different things that I needed for my classroom instead of spending my own money. So for money, for budget for your classroom or for the whole year, for supplies that you may need immediately, and also even if you need assistance, if some classes are too difficult where the students are too young and they're not listening or they don't understand you, ask for assistance. It does not hurt to ask, really, it doesn't. I promise you, it's not gonna hurt at all. Number 8. So with this tip, it's again more of a relational type tip and something to help you along the way with yourself. Remember to be flexible. You have to know that you are coming to or you're already in another country and nothing is going to be the same. Don't have expectations. Just go with the flow. Learn to accept things that are different. Also here in Korea, class times change often. I know with my friends and hearing from other people, I could be preparing the best lesson and it's my class time and I'm waiting for the students to come in and nobody comes in. And I'm just like, okay, the lesson's really good today. They're really gonna like this. We're gonna have so much fun. And then I call someone and they say, oh, I'm sorry, you didn't know? It's like, no, I didn't know. Class was canceled. And so it's like, okay, well, I guess I'll do this lesson tomorrow or whenever I have the opportunity again. Or they have this thing called open class. And what it really is that parents or other teachers or even government officials or people from the education office will come to watch your English class. So they will just stand in the back of the class and just watch you teach. And you pretty much have to put on a performance and they just want to see how you educate the kids. And sometimes this can make you feel a little nervous, but don't worry about it. I mean, it'll happen maybe once or twice a year and it'll pass. And in the end, what? You did your job, right? And even sometimes these open classes are a surprise. It's like I've had it happen to me so many times where I'm just waiting for the students to come in. Maybe they're coming in late and I'm just working on the computer. Next thing I know, there are parents coming in my classroom and it's just like, oh, I'm not yet prepared for the day. Oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do? You can always do a review lesson. And plus, the kids will understand a lot better if you do a review lesson instead of doing something new or introducing a new topic to them. So don't stress yourself out about it. It's not that big of a deal. Be flexible. Number 9, when you apply to teach English here, most Koreans will tell you that English is not necessary in the classroom. And other foreigners might tell you the same thing, but me personally, I kind of think it's necessary in the classroom, or at least I use it a little bit in my classroom, and it works for me and it works for my students. And I think my students are good students, even though probably every other teacher will say the same thing. But I've been teaching the same kids for 4 years. I'm very comfortable with them and I've been able to see them grow. I don't really have a co-teacher. I don't have someone who teaches together with me, and when I can explain something, they can ask the students Korean, do you understand, and break down certain points. I don't have that opportunity or that privilege. So my younger kids, maybe my first and second graders, they don't understand English. They can barely speak Korean and they can barely write Korean. So some things they're just not gonna understand right away. and they're learning to be in a classroom setting and learning to use discipline or practice discipline. And so sometimes they're just running around really crazy, screaming and yelling, and I'm like, sit down, be quiet, sit down, be quiet, and they're just not listening. But when I say 앉아 or 조용히 해, they get quiet really fast because it's what they know. And then I go back to teaching my lesson in English, or with my older kids, if I'm using or trying to show them a more complex sentence, sometimes there's some words that they just don't know. And if I happen to know that word, I'll say the English sentence and then I will put a Korean word there, tell them what it means in English, and then the next time around, I will say that sentence in English completely and they'll understand it. So I think not using Korean in the classroom is okay, but personally I use it and it benefits me. Tip number 10. So for tip number 10, I need some visual aid. Here are some pictures to help you guess what tip number 10 is. Okay. Here are some pictures. Look at them. Maybe you got it? That's right. Tip 10 is travel on the weekends. Traveling on the weekend helps you to unwind, relax, and get away from the stress of your work week. It also gives you the opportunity to learn more about Korea and Korean culture. Your students will love hearing about your travels anywhere, and Korea is beautiful and easy to travel. So those are my 10 tips for those interested in teaching English as a second language, or if you're already here and you're teaching English, and hopefully this helped you out some, I think. And if you are here in Korea and you're teaching and you have more tips that you want to share, please share them in the comments below and I would appreciate them. And let me know what you think about this video. If you want more videos about life in Korea as far as tips and teaching, please let me know that too. Anyway, thank you guys for watching Piney TV, and sorry this video was so long, but yeah, it's over now, right? So thank you guys for watching and tune in for next week. 안녕. So thanks so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe, like, and share. And also you can check out last week's video by clicking in the video box. Thanks, guys.